did a little fishing when I was a kid. I mostly as a Boy Scout with, a worm and a bobber. That was, my dad's not much of a fisherman. That's how he fishes, with a worm and a bobber. And then when I got to high school, my roommate actually was a fly fisherman. And I opened up his fly box one day and looked at all the tiny little bugs he had. And I knew that was what I wanted to be doing. So I started tying my own flies and fishing, and now here I am fishing. I still do a lot of backpacking and canoeing and hunting and all that sort of stuff, rock climbing. But I'd say fishing is, at the end of the day, it's my favorite thing to be doing. I really like fly fishing. It's the type of fishing that works best for the type of creeks I like the most. And if I could be anywhere in the world, it'd be the Appalachian Mountains, and that's all the spring creeks up in Pennsylvania, fishing for trout. That's like my favorite place to be. So it kind of gives me a reason to go exploring places I normally otherwise wouldn't. Standard fly fishing, even this little grasshopper, I'm fishing these tiny little things that are so lightweight, they're intended on sitting on top of the water surface like an insect. So there's not really any weight in it. There's this green line, it floats, but it has more weight to it than the fly itself does. So when I'm casting, I'm throwing it back and forth using the momentum of the line to propel my fly. With this, it's a lot more involved, and I'm casting over and over again. I can see the fish, and I can see the fish come up to something and then turn around if I'm doing something wrong, or if I did a bad cast and I splash the water really loudly and scare the fish away. I know that, and so it's a little more responsive, and it's not just sitting there waiting for it to happen. When I first got to the river, I could kind of guess where the fish was hiding based on the topography, the underwater topography, based on where the rocks were. I'd just swing something bright and colorful and sparkly across his face, and he would just turn and hit it before he has a chance to really process what it was that just swam past him. That's how I was catching those first couple of fish. I spent a lot of time out in the woods learning my trees and insects and birds and all that sort of stuff, and that definitely helps me, as I know. For example, I'll fish a little green inchworm underneath the hemlock tree because I know those inchworms really like hemlocks, or little black ants and red ants really like oak trees that are overhanging the creek, stuff like that. I think ADD really helps me with this. Instead of just like focusing on one particular fish that I see rising, I can kind of see out of my corners of my eye other fish rising that sometimes I'll be fishing with my friends and they won't pick up on that. Like I'll be focusing right here and then something over there will go off and I'll turn and cast right to it and hook up with that fish, and my friend who I was fishing next to had no idea what was going on. I'll do weekend trips around here. Last weekend I went up to Pulaski for the salmon run there, for the salmon migration. I have yet to go, fly to another country and go fishing, but I want to one day go to Montana, Idaho, and the Amazon, and Siberia. And there's amazing fishing all around the world. I really want to travel more, see different cultures and their approach to fishing. And